Wheel of Fortune, or should I say Wheel of Misfortune. This is the Cowboy Slot Channel, and I am here today to talk about a common game that you've all probably played, or if you haven't played it, you've heard about it, you've seen it, or you've heard other people talk about it, or you've seen people play it on other slot channels. That's right, today we're going to talk about Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is a very interesting game, and it's a common game, and surprisingly, it's one of the most brought up games that I hear all the time are a player's favorite. Everybody loves Wheel of Fortune, but there's a couple things that you should know about Wheel of Fortune. So let's dive right into it. For starters, the first thing to know about Wheel of Fortune is all Wheel of Fortune games, no matter what casino you are at, no matter what tribe you're at, what state you're in, what country you're in, all Wheel of Fortune games are actually not owned by the casino. So IGT is the manufacturer of Wheel of Fortune, and because it is a game based off of a TV show, the actual television show retains the rights to the game. A lot of people don't know that. And the machine itself actually cannot be sold to the casinos because it's under contract. So every single Wheel of Fortune game that you play, that you see, that you hear about, it's actually not owned by the casino, it's owned by IGT. And in fact, most of the games today, back in the day it used to be pretty uncommon, but today it's more of a common practice. Most casinos today opt for, rather than purchasing the machines outright, they sign a lease agreement. So a lot of the casinos now, the machines that you play, they're actually leased. The casino pays a monthly fee or a portion back, and they keep the games, and then that way they can swap out the games a lot. So over the years, you might have noticed if you used to play the slots if you're an older slot player and you used to play the slots in the 70s, 80s, and even 90s, you would have noticed that the casino floors didn't change as much back then. Like, they had the same machine and you could rely on your machine always being there. But today, it's a little bit different story. Most casinos opt to do a lease. So that's why a lot of the times, you go to a casino and you play a game and you're like, oh, this is a fun game. And then 2 months later, it's gone and it's replaced with whatever the new fad is, or the new TV show is, or game, or whatever, because those machines actually get swapped out all the time, and that's the reason why the casinos do it. Wheel of Fortune, however, has always been a leased product, so the casinos have never actually owned it outright. Now, why is that important? It's going to lead me into our next thing, which is number 2. So today, we're also going to talk about WAP, and I'm not talking about Cardi B, I am talking about the original WAP, W-A-P, which stands for Wide Area Progressive. So, almost, and this applies to some Wheel of Fortune machines, but not always, a lot of the times you see those Wheel of Fortune machines that have the huge jackpot number, like multi-million-dollar jackpots or $500,000 jackpots or something like that. Those are called WAPs. They're Wide Area Progressives. And what that means is that progressive is actually shared with all of the other Wheel of Fortune. So Megabucks, the big multi-million-dollar jackpots are actually nationwide. So all of the machines are actually sharing a nationwide network for one progressive, which is called a WAP. Now the smaller jackpots, like the 100,000, 300,000, stuff like that, they are still Wide Area Progressives, but they're typically shared with either other machines within that casino's network, or within the tribe's network, or the state's network. Now, why is that important to you? Well, for starters, playing Wheel of Fortune, when you're playing on a Wide Area Progressive machine, you actually have the same odds on that machine as if you were to play Powerball, Mega Millions, or a nationwide lottery. Guys, statistically speaking, Wheel of Fortune is the worst game to play. For odds, Wheel of Fortune is not a good game to play, which is why a lot of times when you're playing Wheel of Fortune, you either get the bonus or you get nothing at all. Or maybe you get like a combination of bars or something like that. But almost rarely, extremely rare, and it's actually so rare that typically when somebody hits it, it winds up on the news or in a news article. Very rarely are you going to hit that top progressive. Now, why does it matter? Because the odds to get that progressive are the same odds programmed into the machine itself. So, most Wheel of Fortune machines, you're going to just play to get the wheel bonus. They actually make a lot of money. And sadly, and statistically speaking, again, they are the worst machines you could possibly play when it comes to mathematical odds. In fact, they are the worst machine to play. So, my advice for playing Wheel of Fortune is always keep in mind you're playing for the bonus, because you have the same odds of getting that big progressive as you would of buying a lottery ticket. It's 1 in X amount of million. It's very, very, very rare, very, very hard. So if you are one of those players out there and you're like, I'm going to keep playing Wheel of Fortune because I have a dream of hitting that multi-million-dollar jackpot, is it possible? Yes. Everything the casino does, every single progressive that you see, it is possible that you will hit it. But just keep in mind that you have the same odds of hitting it as if you were to buy a lottery ticket. It's terrible odds. So if you're going to play Wheel of Fortune, just play it for the bonus. Now, when it comes to denominations of the Wheel of Fortune machines, and people ask me, they're like, well, I really like Wheel of Fortune. Which Wheel of Fortune should I play? Honestly, guys, I would not play a Wheel of Fortune machine that is less than $25 a spin, $25 denomination increment. I would not play less than that. I would only because the reasoning behind that is because not just the progressive, but again, those odds are for the whole machine in itself. You have a very, very low chance of hitting a good line hit or a good line combination of something. So you want to play for the wheel, which is really about the only reasonable thing that you can win on. So typically, if somebody were to ask me which Wheel of Fortune machine should I play, which is the best, honestly, I would play the $100 Wheel of Fortune, which I know a lot of you out there are probably not able or don't want to spend $100 a spin, but the best odds for hitting a jackpot or something like that, or hitting a good, decent amount, would be to play the $100 Wheel of Fortune. If you're playing even a $5 Wheel of Fortune machine or a $1 Wheel of Fortune machine, you are essentially just giving money to IGT. Which leads me to the third thing. Did you know that on Wheel of Fortune, if you hit the big, giant progressive up at the top, the casino is actually not the one to pay you out. In fact, if you hit the mega bucks or whatever the mega progressive is on Wheel of Fortune, you actually are going to be waiting a while. You're going to be waiting 7 to 15 days to get your payout. The reason being is because Wheel of Fortune is owned by IGT, in the event that a player were to hit a wide area progressive on Wheel of Fortune, they actually have to shut the machine off, they have to wait, and then a representative from IGT has to come out and they have to be the one to verify it, which sometimes can take several days or a week or so for them to get out there, especially with all the COVID stuff going on. Now, if you win it in Las Vegas, they'll be out there relatively quickly. If you win it in Reno, they'll probably be out there within a couple hours because that's where their headquarters is. And then when it comes to the payout of that progressive, the casino is actually not the one to pay you out. You will actually receive a check from IGT. So, if you ever do hit the mega, mega big giant progressive, and again, this is not the wheel bonuses or line hits of anything else, this is just referencing the wide area progressive machines of Wheel of Fortune, the big jackpots. If you ever hit one of those jackpots, don't go spending your money right away, because you can expect to wait 7 to 15 days to get a check from them. So, that's another interesting fact that a lot of people don't know, is they think, oh, well, if I hit that mega, if I'm in Las Vegas and I hit the multi-million-dollar progressive, I can go home today with millions of dollars. It's actually not true. You're going to be waiting a while for that because IGT has to come out and verify and do it. So, when it comes to Wheel of Fortune, guys, my first recommendation is don't play it. Honestly, this is coming from the tech side. This is coming from the actual programming side. This is me as a slot technician. I would not play Wheel of Fortune. The only time I would play Wheel of Fortune is if I'm killing time, or you know, I've got some extra money that I want to play the wheel or something like that. But if I go into a casino wanting to hit something good, Wheel of Fortune is not going to be my choice to play. So anyway, those are a couple of interesting facts about Wheel of Fortune that you guys should know. Sorry to burst your bubble if you are a fan of Wheel of Fortune. And again, keep playing, because yes, everything is possible in the world of the casino. So you can possibly hit that multi-million-dollar or $500,000 progressive. It's possible, but it's not likely. So anyway, guys, that's a little tidbit about Wheel of Fortune. One other thing that I did want to mention is progressives on the Wheel of Fortune are not always wide area progressives. Sometimes, if you're playing, for example, if you are playing a $25 or a $50 or $100 Wheel of Fortune, you will see the stagnant number that doesn't change, it doesn't rotate, it just stays at one number, and it's usually like $100,000 or $200,000. That is actually not considered a wide area progressive. So if you were to hit that amount, then yes, the casino would pay you out. When I'm talking about wide area progressives, I'm only talking about the big giant numbers, the mega bucks machines, the rolling progressives that you see where the number's always changing, with the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Those are the machines that I'm talking about in specific to IGT paying you out. But if you are playing a $100 Wheel of Fortune and it says, you know, the max is like $200,000 that you can win, then yes, the casino would pay you out that amount. But anyway, guys, statistically speaking, Wheel of Fortune is a terrible game. I wouldn't personally play it. Only play it if you are wanting to kill time and enjoy yourself. But anyway, guys, that's a little tidbit about Wheel of Fortune that I figured I would share with you guys. Anyway, more videos are coming, so stay tuned to the channel. I appreciate it. I just started this channel, so if you guys want to know more casino insider tips, you can always leave a comment down below, and I will take your questions and I'll answer them for you on another video. So anyway, guys, as always, stay safe and good luck.